Campaign 2020 is sponsored by Wisconsin Hospital Association, Quick Trip, Wisconsin Counties Association, Wisconsin Realtors Association, and Wisconsin Operating Engineers Local 139.
Derrick Van Orden of Hager City is a Republican running in the 3rd Congressional District. Mr. Van Orden, welcome to WisconsinEye.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
When I interview congressional candidates, here's my first question. What's at stake in the November 3 election?
Well, I think the choice between the parties and the candidates has never been so stark, certainly in my lifetime. We're at the point where people are seriously discussing defunding the police. I've lived and worked in ungoverned spaces before, and we do not want that here in America. We're having these programs that are written for trillions and trillions of dollars that are putting not our grandchildren in debt, our great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren in debt. So, and they're making people, unfortunately, more beholden on the government than I think we should be as American citizens. So this election truly is incredibly important to make sure that we can, at a minimum, provide the same types of opportunities to our children that we had growing up. And that's a big deal.
Well, you're talking there about the debt that has gone from about 22 to potentially 27 trillion with a T. Right. So have our leaders been willing to set aside the debate and consideration of the increasing debt to focus on the short-term federal packages to help us deal with COVID?
Yes, but it's not a blanket thing. To say that the government has been spending money like a drunken sailor is an insult to drunken sailors, because they're inventing money, and we can't do this any longer. It is simply unsustainable to continue to spend these trillions of dollars that we don't have. You have to be able to identify what is right and good in order to take care of a problem. But when you're talking about, you're talking about these programs that are providing $1,200 of American taxpayers' money to illegal aliens. That's written in the package. You know who signed off on that twice? Ron Kind, in the HEROES Act. They tried to remit that portion of the bill, and Ron voted against that also. So he's voted for that twice. That's not appropriate. $25 million for the Kennedy Center. What does that have to do with COVID relief? So when you start throwing around these bills with the T on them, people are sliding hundreds of millions and billions of dollars of things into these bills that have nothing to do with the purpose, which is to help us get through this crisis together as a nation. That's why we need to absolutely, number one, we need a balanced budget amendment. It's got to be an amendment. I'm all behind that. And then also we have to make sure that we get a clean bill passed that is laser focused on helping the American citizens and businesses get back up, and put all this other, for Pete's sakes, the Green New Deal is essentially written into these packages for Nancy Pelosi and Ron Kind. He helps write those, and it's inexcusable.